Alright guys, this video is going to be about how to get the Jungle Temple Burg.l chip. That chip that's located right there. Right there, that one. Pay attention to where I am on the map though, because you have to start far away from where you want to actually be over here on the paperclip and the limb. Okay, there's a lot of platforming, there's some spiderlings, but if you watch the walkthrough you'll figure out, we'll get you there. So here's the thing I will say, come with a canteen that's got some water, come with some food, be ready to repair some weapons because it's a journey to get here and you don't want to do it more than once. Also come with some stuff to craft some lean-tos. You're going to want to craft it probably at least 2, one on your way to where it is and then one where I'll show you is probably the best place to craft one for a spawn point when you're actually on the other side. There's a lot to this jungle temple. I died a lot. I'll tell you that numerous times in this thing. I died a lot, so spawn points are important.
This is moderately terrifying!
Okay, a couple things. I use the ant club up here. I would recommend grabbing the spike club. It uses less stamina, and also you can swing it more often. It's also a little bit more easy to wield than the ant club, and it does the same exact amount of damage. So I chose the wrong weapon. I figured that out about halfway through my walkthrough here. Also, up on the top right, if you keep going, there is a laboratory, and in that laboratory there's some goodies like Nutrigrain, like I don't know, like the bars you get, whatever those things are called, food, and then there's also some fiber bandages. So don't forget to grab those normally. I've already been up here once, and so I've picked up every once in a while they'll have a dandelion tuft that laying around that you can so you can flutter more. But once you pick those up, obviously they're gone. They don't come back. So be aware of that, because I was expecting they would kind of respawn as I got here, and they did not. Alright, once you take this zip line, even if you don't have the password and you activate this control panel, it's going to say password invalid. What it automatically will do is unlock the tunnel that's down below. I'll show you right now. Okay, so right here, this is the tunnel that unlocks once you've taken the path through the limbs and unlocked the computer terminal. Even just touched it. This opens up, and now you have a much easier way to get back up there, so you don't have to go through the trekking through the limbs. But the point to get the Burg.l chip is to find all the pieces of the password. And so that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of this. It was a process. There's a lot of death. There's a ton of spiders. There's a bunch of these spiderlings, but there's a ton of actual like orb weavers down below. So if you fall, you usually can get back up in the tree, but if you can't, then you're in trouble. Okay, I'm cutting out 1,000,000 deaths to make this a little bit quicker for you, but this spot right here where I open the door is covered with webs. Pay attention to if it's a green door, but it's just covered with webs, you can still just cut all of the webs and you'll be able to get back in. As you can tell, I died here, I'm picking up my backpack, by this little jerk of a spider, okay? This room is a sweet, sweet spot. It is filled with all kinds of different things that are very, very helpful. So if you have some room, you might want to pick some of this stuff up. It has everything from clovers to weed stems to grass pieces, acorn nuggets, some quartzite so you can repair some stuff. And at this point, if you've died a few times, you're probably a little low on some stuff. Remember, you can eat those acorn bits if you're desperate. That can happen. By the time I got the Burg.l chip, I was wiped. All my weapons were destroyed. My armor was gone. So just pay attention. As you'll see here in a little bit, I jumped out of this part and put down a lean-to and set a respawn point. That point, I think, is a really good spot because it really puts you in the middle of the Jungle Temple, and that way, if you die again, you come right back. So, just to trying to give you guys as much help as possible. I think I said this in the beginning of this part of the narration, but remember, I've died a ton that you're not seeing. So, if you die a ton, don't feel bad. There's a lot of spiderlings, a lot of tough platforming jumps. And so I died by spiderlings, I died by orb weavers, and I died from plummeting to my death quite a bit.
Science.
Okay, so here is one of the password pieces, how they look. You'll be gigantic scraps of paper, and there'll be just pieces of the password. I think there's 4 of them all together. I got really excited about getting my stuff, and then died from a spiderling, obviously. Happens quite often, but definitely go back to that room. There's all kinds of goodies from the energy bars to the fiber bandages, and you're gonna need all of it. So grab all that stuff. There's also a cassette there that talks about some more of the story and starts to kind of give you a little peek at that. So now moving on to the next one. I started right back from the same respawn point at the lean-to. That's where all this happens. If you spawn there, you're pretty close to all the different password pieces, and you don't got to dink with the orb weavers down below until you plummet to your death. As you can see, my backpack's down there because I have already plummeted to my death. So here we go. We have, this is the other thing I'll say. You cannot be afraid to jump into these webs. A lot of these webs are just there to kind of make you want to go the other way, right? Because you're used to doing that when you're running around in the world. These webs are there's nothing up here but spiderlings. So just be prepared to fight them off and jump around them, whatever you want to do. And so there is the next piece of the puzzle. Okay, so right here we are going back to where we found the last piece, except this time we're going to take the zip line. So important piece here, the zip line will not get you all the way to the next part of the lab until about right there, right before you land. There's a berry there. You have to platform your way out to the berry and cut the berry with an axe. Otherwise, every time you take that zip line, the berry knocks you off onto a leaf. Okay? So if you take the zip line the first time, knocks you off onto a leaf, have an axe, or I don't know if a club will do it or not, but I used my axe and knocked off the berry, and then I had to get back to it. I slipped off and died, as I do. And I got back to it and then got it. And then took the zip line, and that gets you the last piece. Now the last part of the puzzle is to get to the terminal. And so you're getting back to the same computer that you were at before, and now you have the whole password, so it will open up doors.
Science.
Okay, I put this in here because I wanted you to see that sometimes once you've done the computer terminal, you can still get through doors. They're going to look like they're red, but they're not. You just have to get the webbing out of the way. And once you do that, they're unstuck. They turn green. Now that you've got now that you've got the computer opened or the password done and logged in. Okay, so here's your final. We're going to get to the Burg.l chip. Here's my thing I will tell you. Don't be silly like me. I was freaked out. To be fair, I had no weapons left. I grabbed the Burg.l chip. I ran out. Don't do that. I had to come back and actually hit the diverter switch, okay? The last goal is to divert power, and don't forget to do that. Join the 1% of people who have actually done this and get this done. On the table, you'll find a gas mask and some more bits of the story, some control room notes. So be sure to grab those as well, right there on that table. But this is how you do it, guys. Signing out. See you later. Game over.